Kia ora, NAMS whānau. It is another chilly but stunning day in Pinehaven. And we've had a really good week because I've been working on these two. So these are the Piatti motors, which have taken, I'll have to look it up, at least a year, maybe 18 months worth of preparation just to get everything sorted. The biggest headache, of course, being that. So these beautiful little pistons made by Wasner just took a heck of a long time to have made. But once we got them, everything sort of fell into place. And during the time while I was waiting for those to be made, I'd ordered all the bearings and the seals, the primary chain, all the little bits and pieces which we needed, and I'd sort of put them in a box and forgotten about them. So it was really pleasant when we finally had everything, laid it all along the bench. It was like, oh, that's right, I remember getting those and where I had to get these from. And quietly, everything just sort of has fallen into place. I'll put a couple of shots up here, and you can sort of see the gearboxes. I had to have new cruise forms made, so the gearboxes went together really smoothly. I had to have new big ends made. This one here, we were able to save the rod just by skimming it out and actually we changed it to metric needles. We punched all the bearings out of the cage and replaced it with 2.5mm diameter metric, and then made a big end sleeve to suit on the crankshaft, the one-sided crank. And that's just worked a treat, you know. New bronze bush in the top end, and that is as good as new, you know, if not better. This one here, we ended up putting a Japanese rod in it. Then we just did the same thing. We made a new big end pin and just matched it to the metric size, which came standard with the rod. I've got it mostly together. All I need to do now is put the top ends on. So we've got those just sitting here. They've all been rebored to suit, and they can go on easy peasy. And the ignition, the only thing I really need to do is change points and condenser. You can buy points for these damn things because they're exactly the same points as a BSA Bantam D14. There you go. Don't say I don't tell you things. It's knowledge-based, this as well. So, hopefully these will be done tomorrow. I'd like to say later today, but most likely tomorrow they'll be buttoned up and ready to go into bikes. So Warren's one that's a spare motor for him. He's got a complete running Piatti, and this is going to sit on a shelf for the time that he wears the first one out and this goes into it. So he has asked me to sort of prepare this for long storage once I finish it. This one will be going into service in the not too distant future, but I suspect there's still plenty of panel beating and gathering parts that the owner needs to do before we get it back here and actually build the thing up. So that's pretty much been my focus for the last week. The only other exciting news is the Indian is finished. I finished the dry build because I have got a painter who basically said, I want to come up and see it and just make sure that he knows what he's getting into before he starts. So it was just a matter of every little thing just needed to have the detail stuff done, you know. I had it 99% of the way, and then it was like, the headlight used to sit slightly crooked, and it had a little I can show you, look, this is actually off an NZ, and they've got an adjuster here, so you can loosen that, slide it back and forward, and that'll adjust your dip up and down, you know. But with the mounting, because that came off an Austin 7, it used to sit on a mudguard, which was sideways, so I've moved everything to get it to sit up straight, and accordingly this was round to the side. So just cutting tabs and moving it up so it just so it looks pretty, you know, and looks right. So there was just a whole lot of that kind of this crap that I did, and we're done. Once the painter comes, that bike's going to be blown apart, taken off powder coating and painting, and I don't think I'm going to have anything chromed. That's not really the vibe I'm going for. So yeah, that's not a motorcycle shop. I'm going on a holiday next week for a week, so it'll be really nice to have these things buttoned up. Those engines will be done. I'm going to hit the SS90 with a vengeance as well, get the engine out, and that's going to get the full rebuild, new cables, and bulbs, tyres, brakes, you name it, and that's just going to be an awesome riding bike. So that's my future. All right, team. Thanks for checking in with me. You guys have the best week. All right, ka kite anō.